New York MC Joey Badass, also known as Joey Boom Bap, has released another track titled Sorry Not Sorry for his 30th birthday lap.
What you want me to do, bitch? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry.
But like LL Cool J, don't call it a comeback, because Joey has been here for years, being able to represent the New York region very well with his lyrical ability alone, like a Nasir Jones. But it does seem like Mr. Badass is having too many street dreams, as Joey seems to be always looking for something. Or someone in hip-hop to go up against, to start off 2025 with a diss track going back to back with the West Coast.
Niggas with attitudes, man, I'm bigging up my city.
Joey got what he was asking for, but not from Kendrick Lamar, but from the entire West Coast, where Joey felt he needed to address the entire region in The Ruler's Back, but not directly calling out West Coast rappers, more other regions like his own East Coast region for doing too much
West Coast dick licking.
as the West clearly dominated 2024 with Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, Tyler the Creator, Ab-Soul, Vince Staples, and many others. But it doesn't seem like Joey got the message, as he's still not calling out names from the West Coast, and more specifically Kendrick Lamar, but more direct when it comes to Jermaine Cole, referencing his Might Delete Later project, where he insinuates that he is not deleting his words.
I know that men lie, women lie, but Joey don't. Might delete later, I know damn sure that Joey won't.
Or anything he says coming for the West, and now J. Cole. Now, before I get into my real reason why I feel Joey Badass is coming for Jermaine Cole in Sorry Not Sorry, let me give my initial thoughts on the record with my first listen. On my first listen, I really enjoy Sorry Not Sorry, especially from a production standpoint, tipping my hat off expeditiously to the producer, conductor, collaborating with Joey previously on The Ruler's Back, but now including additional production help with Mario Luciano, giving a similar production vibe of a 2025 version of Cash Rules Everything Around Me.
I grew up on the crime side, the New York Times side. Staying alive was no job.
They fucked around, woke up the star seed from Marcy. Not the projects, but them Brooklyn streets with my heartbeat.
Which really showcases that strong East Coast influence in the record, where Joey is essentially giving his all like Mariah Carey for his home state of New York, reminding fans of hip-hop that he is back on his bully in 2025.
Do or die, home of the gully where we let fly. 2025 on my bully.
But to my surprise, Sorry Not Sorry is showing how Joey Badass clearly dismisses everyone on the West Coast region, outside of Kendrick Lamar, by not addressing the Lethal Response record with TDE rapper Ray Vaughn in his record, Crash Out Heritage.
Was with the sneak diss and taking shots at us, then hide the Uzi. Cause the only badass the world was recognizing is Boozy. Please don't get confused with shooting the movies we're really shooting. Was on Soul album, so if you ask me, you look like a goofy.
Even though Ray Vaughn is a much newer rapper and affiliate of TDE, he clearly defended the West Coast region effortlessly by not only addressing Joey for not being an actual badass like Boosie, but making sure to call out other East Coast affiliates who have been subliminally taking shots, like Tory Lanez, ironically.
And Tory, you should be ashamed of yourself, cause DDG needed to sell. You did a verse for myself, or you went to jail in a booth. Me and you was Keenan and Kel. No friendlies in a six, then we gon' blick you as well.
And for calling out the new funk flex of New York hip-hop media, OVO Mall.
Shoulda did 60 days in for a podcast. I treat Mar like orders from Temu. You'll get boxed bad. When it seemed like everyone hate us, how can we not crash?
I mean, when Joey decided to come for the West Coast, I think he was expecting the king of the coast and the king of hip-hop, Kendrick Lamar, to be the one to respond to the lyrical East Coast MC. At the end of the day, when it comes to the hip-hop careers of Joey and Kendrick Lamar, just from a hip-hop perspective, it's clear that Kendrick Lamar has the upper hand, having a stronger discography over the years and a longevity in hip-hop without the movie, films, and TV that Joey has under his resume. Big thanks to 50. Even if Joey is considered one of the greatest lyricists in hip-hop, his hip-hop resume alone does not compare to K-Dot. But from a hip-hop perspective, I have to admit though that the record Sorry Not Sorry is a solid East Coast hip-hop record, where Joey's region should be proud, trying to live up to the BK greats like B.I.G.G.I.E. and Jay-Z, where Joey pays homage to both hip-hop legends, referencing What's Beef from the Notorious B.I.G.
Nigga, what's beef, huh?
Beef is when you need two cats to go to sleep.
Beef is when a nigga like you can't sleep,
Beef happens when your moms ain't safe up in the streets.
Wake up with no appetite and now you can't eat.
And the intro lines from Jay-Z's Show Me What You Got single from his highly underrated Kingdom Come album from 2006.
What you want me to do? I'm sorry.
What you want me to do, bitch? I'm sorry.
I'm back.
I'm sorry, not sorry.
But for Joey to come back with another record after The Ruler's Back, clearly coming for Kendrick Lamar without saying his name, if you're really gonna crash out, you might as well say the name.
At least the homie was direct when he was mentioning y'all names. That's how you really crash out.
Not to mention referencing the cat got his tongue reference as if Kendrick Lamar is taking too long to respond to Joey.
Cat got his tongue, he been missing all week. Perfect time to separate the strong from the weak.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But doing it all subliminally, which only shows to me that Joey doesn't really want that smoke with Kung Fu Kenny publicly. And with Joey mentioning how other rappers can't go line for line with him, yet he forgot to drop lines for the rapper Ray Vaughn who gave him the best diss response to his record The Ruler's Back.
And it's outrageous. Just go and make them hits that you not making without hating.
Shows me, in my honest opinion, that Joey doesn't really have an issue with the West Coast, but more tension with Kendrick Lamar, like he did back in 2013 with his Control verse, trying to poke the California bear to respond to him in the first place. But enough of defending my West Coast region. Here is why Joey Badass is calling out Jermaine Cole on Sorry Not Sorry, in my honest opinion. New York media's love for J. Cole. Joey is definitely not holding back, calling out Jermaine Cole and his standout project, Might Delete Later, where we now all know Jermaine felt sad and lost sleep just a couple of days after his song was released, wanting love and peace instead of being known as the best from the big three.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
It does seem left field for Joey to come for J. Cole until you think about the love and admiration that J. Cole gets from New York hip-hop media and fans. And J. Cole has a long history with the state of New York, going to his humble beginnings as a rapper and college student attending St. John's University, where he majored in communications while developing his hip-hop sound in the city, trying to pursue his music career.
I was in the city, so I was reaching out to whoever I could, like A&Rs or whoever I felt like I could call. Nobody would listen or whatever, but I was still trying.
Where years after being in New York, he would eventually get that call from Jay-Z in 2009.
Mark Pitts introduced me to Jay. Mark Pitts was like Biggie's manager. He's over at Job now. But he introduced me to Jay, and Jay heard a song I had called Lights Please.
It was around the holidays, and I went to his house. I said, Merry Christmas. Like, I was so confident about this kid, you know what I mean? I said, and all I had was Lights Please.
Wow. Which I actually did while I was still here. It was like my last semester of my senior year or whatever.
A true sideline story. And even though J. Cole is the king of North Carolina, he has always shown love to New York in his career, being like a second home, especially on his 2013 record, New York Times, featuring 50 Cent, off the Born Sinner album.
For all my niggas in the city. But this shit really for Queens, though.
New York Times, come listen to these New York rhymes. A southern nigga with a New York mind.
New York hip-hop media definitely favored Cole as one of the best, while somewhat overshadowing Joey Badass as a rapper, because he was never able to elevate in that same type of level of a Jermaine Cole, Drizzle Marie, or Kendrick Lamar. But even with all of these connections that J. Cole has with New York hip-hop fans and the media, I don't think this gets under Joey's skin as much as recent debates from the new Rory and Mal podcast, where the Red Rocket himself, Rory, sparked a debate on his podcast a couple of weeks ago on episode 330, titled J. Cole, the King of New York, where Rory was asking his co-host and former co-host, Julian, if J. Cole is the true king of New York.
He is a New York rapper.
Definitely King of New York.
King of New York.
We've had this conversation on the pod before. After MSG, I saw Twitter. We claim Cole. Cole, we can claim, I feel. His entire career
Was in New York.
is here.
He reps Queens so hard. He always had.
He lived in Jamaica, Queens for most of his life.
And he still lives here.
He still live here.
Only rapper in New York that stayed, including the ones that were born here.
Moved out the city, copped the house in the sticks. Couple acres, couple whips, whole lot of...
Jay-Z live in LA.
So who more New York, Cole or Jay? I'm just saying, you feel me? Like,
What are you saying, man?
Even though this is just an innocent debate on a hip hop podcast, I truly don't think Joey took kind to the words coming from Rory and the Dreamville team with Julian and Baby D, where J. Cole would be worthy of a King of New York status, giving him PTSD flashbacks of Kendrick Lamar, where he claimed that he was the King of New York over a decade ago.
I'm Machiavelli's offspring. I'm the king of New York, king of the coast. One hand, I juggle them both.
It's clear he doesn't get the same love and admiration from the mainstream hip hop audience of New York and the media. They could play a bigger part in helping Joey, but maybe they should have did that 7 years ago.
Damn!
My final thoughts. Even though I really like the verses from Joey Badass and the production from the conductor on Sorry Not Sorry, I can't help but think that Joey's excuse for having to big up his city by dissing the West Coast is distracting from the main point. That Joey, like many East Coast rappers, including their hip-hop media outlets, just don't like it when the West Coast hip-hop scene takes over the genre like they did in the 1990s.
Fool, bow down when I come to your town. Cause I ain't a hater like you. Bow down to a nigga that's greater than you. I take.
And we're talking literally 2 decades where Joey had no issue with the South having the crown for hip hop. He decided to wait until the South and Atlanta, more specifically, lost the crown temporarily to the West Coast, because who's to say that the South ain't gonna get it back next year? Atlanta is very fundamental to hip hop and the culture at this point. Overall, I'm really excited for what hip hop is bringing to start 2025, which is real hip hop competition with real lyricism coming from real hip hop artists. Something that has been missing on a mainstream level for over a decade, thanks to the biggest hip hop entertainer and sweetest pastry, Drizzle Cake. But Joey is leaving me feeling a little conflicted, as if my walls could talk, in which they would say that Joey and his bullying of the West Coast is a crock of shit.
Think you the shit, bitch? You not even the fault.
But great lyrics though. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are with Joey's new response record to the West Coast, but more specifically Jermaine Cole. Let me know what your thoughts are. Like, comment, and subscribe below. Until next time, go be amazing and have an amazing rest of your day.